Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today for our webinar titled In-House Additive Manufacturing for Healthcare. So my name is Zach Johnson, and joining me today will be Levi Smith, and we'll get into introductions here. If you want to go to the next slide. Thank you. Yeah, so like I said, we'll go over some brief introductions. I'll give you a brief overview of EAC and SLA and SLS technology overview, and Formlabs in the healthcare industry. And then we'll go into some medical device user stories as well. So for introductions, like I said, my name is Zach Johnson. I'm the additive manufacturing specialist here at EAC. So just help our customers get connected and bring additive manufacturing solutions in-house to help them save time and money. And I will turn it over here to Levi Smith. He's our channel sales manager for Formlabs.
Awesome. So, thank you, Zach. Yeah, so I'll just do a quick introduction. So yeah, I'm the channel sales manager at Formlabs. I work very closely with EAC. I've been in the Formlabs channel for about 5 years now. It's been a really exciting journey, and don't let Zach sell himself short on this. He's been fantastic in terms of bringing our technology in-house with some of the customers over at EAC. So it's not just him talking about our solutions, about where it kind of fits in your ecosystem, you know, really connecting you to the various technologies within EAC. So yeah, it's an introduction on me, but like I said, Zach is been really, really good to work with. And we'll do, Zach, do you want to do an overview on EAC here?
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Levi. So yeah, just a little bit about EAC. So been in business here, coming up on actually 30 years. So our business is built around the way companies design, manufacture, connect to, and service their products. So a wide range of services that we offer along with additive manufacturing. So anywhere from augmented reality, CAD, PLM, Internet of Things, we kind of do it all. So yeah, and we've been a partner of PTC also for over 20 years as well. So got a lot of good things coming, and yeah, so that's a little background of EAC, where we come from, and yeah, I think that is it for my slides here, and I will turn it over to you, Levi.
Terrific. I appreciate that, Zach. And yeah, like I said, been in the business for over 30 years over at EAC. It's exciting to see what they've built, how they've grown, and just, you know, whether you're developing a product further a little bit downstream in terms of manufacturing, there's a suite of solutions over at EAC to really connect with. And you know, I always, this is why I love working with partners who offer a suite of solutions with regards to how they design or how they manufacture things. They are experts. They've done a terrific job over the last 30 years doing this. And it's been exciting to have them on board, because just the customer base they work with, it's really the one thing you need to bring to the table for EAC is some type of engineering problem, right? Because they're going to have an agnostic approach to solving that engineering problem. And so I think that's the big thing, right? Application, hopefully it's Formlabs, but like I said, they offer a suite of products, and where we really fit in is kind of on the design manufacturer side with EAC. And that's kind of what we're here to talk about, right? How does Formlabs kind of play in this space with EAC? And I was just going to give a brief kind of introduction to what we bring to the table. Right there on the screen, you're going to see more or less our mission statement. And our goal is to really democratize 3D printing or additive manufacturing. I think that's the big thing we've always thought about, is how do we bring this technology to as many people as possible? Currently, you know, we have over 100,000 printers in the world, produced over 100 million parts. And really, it comes down to two key questions at Formlabs, and that is, how do we make it easy, and how do we make it versatile? The first question, we're constantly thinking about how to make it easy to afford so you don't need a capital expenditure to bring this technology in-house. How do you make it easy to use? I mean, a little known fact, 40% of Formlabs users have little to no 3D printing experience before using our product. And they're usually up and running within about an hour of our solution being delivered. So it's very easy to use, easy to afford. Versatility comes down to applications, the range of applications or the range of materials available for that 3D printing or additive manufacturing technology. And that's kind of what you see with Formlabs as well. As our platform or technology comes out, you see this range of materials really expand, and the range of applications our printers have access to really expands with that. And I think today we're going to talk a lot about healthcare, but it's really about how do we make our technology easy and versatile. And in terms of that technology, we really focus on two key components, or two key technologies, excuse me. Stereolithography, or SLA, and our newest technology, selective laser sintering, or SLS. You can see our technology on the screen there. We've been in this game for about close to 12 years now. And getting back to that question, how do you make it easy? It's about the ecosystem, not just the printer and how reliable the printer is, but what's the post-processing like? What's it like to be upstream in our preform slicing software to make sure the files printed correctly? It's the ecosystem of products that we offer, and that's kind of what you see on the screen there too. But just in terms of kind of where we fit in the market for 3D printing, we really wanted to find the balance between some of the consumer printers that you see on the market on the lower end and some of the higher end industrial printers that you see on the market as well. So we really find that balance between the two with our SLA and SLS technologies. And one of the key factors of our SLA technology is our low force stereolithography. This is the patented process with which we print on our SLA printers. And really what it comes down to is eliminating peel force layer by layer. I won't get into the details too much, but really makes it a reliable print, a print that's very successful in terms of once you put the job in there and it starts printing, and delivers terrific and high quality in terms of our LFS print engine. So I think those are three key factors. It's built into both our desktop Form 3 and our larger version Form 3L. So whether you want to print something that's compact, small OEM components, or you want to print a very large part, LFS is really what drives that with our stereolithography or SLA printers. And just in terms of the printer evolution, again, we've been around since 2012. So we've been doing this for quite some time. Our original Form 1, which you see on the far left, that was a printer we originally launched on Kickstarter. Our original founder wanted to, he had worked with this technology quite a bit in the MIT Media Lab, right? And it's very industrial scale, very expensive stereolithography machines over there. He wanted to see if he can bring this technology to the masses, really democratize it. So he launched the Form 1 on Kickstarter, hoping to raise a couple $100,000. And a month later, we had over 2,000 orders. That's where we really saw that there's a market potential for this product. And so from there, we've really iterated. Our Form 2 was a real flagship for us. Back in 2015, 2019, we launched the Form 3 3L, and we've iterated on that since. So it's been really exciting to bring this technology out there into the world. Of course, we have just recently brought on board our SLS technology. So very similar value proposition, right? You have these consumer machines that tend to be a little bit cheaper, but also a little bit more that you have to tinker with. And then you have the very industrial, very expensive machines on the far right there. We wanted to find the right balance between the two, right? And what we wanted to do is drive those same two questions that we had when we originally launched our SLA technology, our Form 3 3L, into SLS, right? How do we make powder bed fusion easy to use, easy to afford, but of course, versatile? And we'll definitely touch on some of those user stories today. So first up, I definitely want to introduce you to our Fuse 1 Plus. This is our newest iteration on our SLS technology. It's got a 30-watt laser within it. And this is just kind of the printer itself with the door open. Prints in some very traditional polymers, nylon 11, nylon 12. And the range of materials is continuing to expand. When we launched the Fuse One, we had one material, nylon 12. We now have close to 5. And it's been really exciting to see it because I think we really dialed in ease of use. And now what you're really seeing with the Fuse One is the range of applications, the range of materials you get to print in, really expanding significantly. But just a couple of things that to keep in mind with SLS technology. It's very efficient. You're printing in-use materials. So, some of the parts that you print on the Fuse One can be used in in-use parts. It allows you to build very complex geometry without a whole lot of post-processing, right? So the powder within each build chamber supports that part as it's being built. So you don't have to remove support structures. There's a lot less post-processing. And just the overall quality and detail that you get out of each print. You can see it on the screen there, but outstanding quality. We've had a lot of people that have some of the more industrial scale technologies in-house for powder bed fusion, compare it on a one-to-one basis in terms of quality, detail, and really seeing a one-to-one between the two. So it's very exciting. Again, of course, it's an affordable piece of technology. So we want to make it easy in two ways, right? Easy to use, but of course, easy to afford. And with the Fuse One, most people are up and running within about an hour, hour and a half of getting this benchtop machine. So just a couple of things to keep in mind. Again, we have 2 iterations on the Fuse One. We have the Fuse One, which was the original machine that came out, the Fuse One Plus. And I mentioned this earlier, but it does come with a 30-watt laser. Does allow for a higher throughput in terms of the materials that you reuse. And it's wildly consistent with regards to the print quality. So just want to give you a quick introduction on the Fuse One there. And one of my favorite kind of case studies that we have in place is a organization out of Germany called IBL Hydronics. So they do a lot of OEM custom modules for agricultural equipment. And so these are more or less, bespoke controllers that are put within very industrial agricultural equipment, really built around the person who's actually operating that multi-million-dollar machine. So there's a lot of, it's very bespoke in terms of what they do. It's a very strong niche product company in Germany, and they use the Fuse One exclusively to print these bespoke custom components within that agricultural equipment kind of market segment. So again, really excited to see them, what they're doing with this product. And we'll have some additional kind of examples that we'll walk through today. But really what we want to touch on is Formlabs in healthcare, kind of what we've done to really kind of showcase what our product represents, whether you're designing a product in the healthcare space or whether you're, working predominantly with hospitals. I think one of the big things that we saw as we got into this space is, we need to fit around and really qualify our product regulatorily from a regulatory standpoint within this space. And we spent quite a bit of time bringing in the right people in the medical space to really make sure our product fit well within the healthcare segment. Couple of applications that we do very, very well in, and you can see right here, surgical planning models. So giving the opportunity for surgeons to kind of, see what an operation might look like before they actually get into the OR. That's been a very big place that we played well. We're very big in the orthotics and prosthetics space as well. And you'll see this just because, again, it's very bespoke. It's very customized to the individual who might be using that prosthetic. We see it a lot upstream with regards to product development. So developing medical devices and surgical tools. You have a case study right below by DGO Surgical. But again, this is just some of our bread and butter in the healthcare space. But again, we spent a lot of time really focusing on certifications and testing with our product. So what you have there is just a standard kind of example of materials that we work with from our SLA side, which would be the Biomed white, black, clear, amber. Our Tough 1500 is also on the SLA side, but of course, we've also qualified our product in the healthcare space on the SLS side. So you have our nylon 12, our nylon 11s as well. You can just see a range of the certifications in place. So just a quick kind of recap on that in terms of the quality and the regulatory. I want to bring that up on the screen again. We spent a tremendous amount of time really making sure our product is fitting all the specifications, certifications, the regulatory information that people need to use our products in this space. So we spent a lot of time doing that. And I just want to give you guys a quick snapshot of what that looks like. But kind of going off that point, I did want to touch on some of the things that we are doing in this space. What are people actually doing with Formlabs in the medical space? So we'll really touch on that here. First up, we have DO2 Master. Again, this is a next generation analyzer for a metabolic rate. So I'm sure you guys have seen maybe the Gatorade commercial where the person's got the mask on, they're running on the treadmill. It used to be a very large operation, right? You couldn't really bring this out in the field so much, this being able to analyze your metabolic rate. And so VO2 Master actually took this engineering problem on hand, right? They wanted to see if they could make a portable or a transportable one in the field, someone who could actually go to the track, put this on, and you could really see what their metabolic rate looks like, right? So they work with a lot of athletes, a lot of folks in the athletic space, if you will. And they needed to not only prototype, but develop components of their portable metabolic analyzer with the Formlabs SLA printer. So what we have here is just a couple of examples of what they specifically did. And on the left, you have the actual device itself, but they're using TUF 1500 to create the shell, so the outer casing of this analyzer. And they're using clear resin for a multitude of silicone molds. So currently they have a series of Formlab printers kind of in a bank in their headquarters, and they're just iterating on a regular basis. Each printer's running in 20-hour cycles. And they're really getting into, really what happens when you bring one of our SLA printers in-house is you usually come with a single application, and then you bring it in-house and you see there's a range of different applications. You start seeing them in a lot of different places within your engineering space. And so that's kind of what you see with VO2 Maps, right? They brought us in a specific engineering problem. I believe it was just creating the shell to simulate polypropylene. But then they saw all these other ways that they could inject Formlabs into their design sprint. Getting to in-use parts is really exciting as they really expanded with Formlabs. Coalesce is another company that was really exciting to work with. Again, they got a series of our printers in-house, and they really got to work quickly on a range of different materials. What I like about this case study here is the range of applications, the range of materials. That's what you really see on showcase here. It's not just easy to use. It's wildly versatile. And so they're printing mouthpieces in our Biomed clear resin. They're they're doing specific tooling with our high temp resin. They're building custom adapters with our elastics or elastomers that we have available. And they're testing fixtures with just our standard draft resin. Really what you see is just a complete reduction of their design timeline, right? Lead times by 80%. And the amount of time it's spent, they're taking a lot of these, essentially initial sketches or initial CAD, and they were outsourcing it on a regular basis, right? So I mean, huge lead time, lots of money going out the door to service bureaus. We're able to bring this in-house. So the cost reduction is exceptional, but most important, the amount of time necessary to iterate on a part or a piece of this component in this product is severely reduced. So again, really exciting to see there. Now I want to kind of move into the SLS space. So those first two examples were based on our Form 3L technology for SLA. We do have people iterating and doing some exciting things in the SLS space. And so that's what you have here. The tension square was brought in by an individual. It's an innovative solution for the battlefield. So really has to do with keeping catheters secure when you have to transport patients, right? So this is, this was brought on by a medic who had spent time on duty, and really a specific kind of application here, but there's a lot of issues when you have to put this catheter in place in the battlefield, right? Kinks, it coming loose, And it was a huge problem in terms of, trying to keep catheters secure in the field. So he innovated on that, right? Built this with the what he's patented as the tension square. And what I like about this example is, these are in-use parts, right? He's not just, these aren't throwaway parts. He's actually producing his tension square on the Fuse One. And so what you see here is the ability to produce at a high level with the printer, right? And if he wants to change this design, he just augments the CAD file a bit and he can drop that into the printer. And so he's constantly a place where he doesn't have to worry about tooling, doesn't have to worry about a lot of things with regards to manufacturing his tension square. And so that's what you get with the Fuse One, is the ability to not only do product design and iterate on in prototype, but you also have the ability to produce without having to actually go out and get tooling or molds made to produce that in-use part. So again, really exciting to see what he was doing there. And this last one was really interesting. This is actually one of our beta customers. So this is in the prosthetics space. And again, prosthetics in general, just by definition, are very bespoke to the end user. It's very much based on the individual's needs. And they had actually prototyped and patented what they call the M finger, which is essentially a articulated joint. And that's what you kind of see on the screen there. So I have an example here that kind of, it's in a different space, but it kind of represents what you can do on the Fuse One. So this is more or less just a prototype of a watch, right? And this articulation here, I don't know if I can show it, hopefully it's showing. But what you can do on the Fuse One, right? So this is actually printed as one piece on the Fuse One. And that was what was really exciting for Partial Hand Solutions, is they had this articulated joint that they had to essentially print in numerous different pieces and then put together by hand. And now they don't have to do that at all. It eliminates a huge amount of labor for them and what they're doing for each individual customer that comes into their organization. They're able to print these M finger kind of articulated joints in one piece as opposed to many pieces. So really saves a lot of labor, really saves a lot of time. And yeah, I just want to give you guys kind of, good perspective on where we fit in this space. So yeah, I guess with that said, we currently have an event coming up, right?
Yes, so that's perfect timing. So yeah, just with our Fuse One live event, just wanted to announce that as well. So that's going to be at the end of this month here. So March 30th, here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, at 12 p.m. Central Time. And so, yeah, and so with this, just first we'll start off with some lunch and beverages on behalf of EAC, and then just some introductions and presentations, and then we'll actually get hands-on and go through the Fuse One workflow and go through everything. So post-processing and whatnot. And then we'll dedicate some time for questions afterwards as well.
Yep. And really excited about this, Zach. I know I'm going to be on site for this event. And you get to see the whole suite of technology on Showcase. So not just our SLA or SLS, but they have a really exciting kind of showroom that they built around all their technologies, right? How they're connected, how they might work in conjunction with one another. I largely go for the swag that EAC offers. It's fantastic. We don't even have that at Formlabs. It's great. I think I got a brewmate last time I was there. It's worth a visit just to come see what they're doing over there at EAC. And obviously, Zach, I'm excited to be at this event with you as well. But yeah, really excited to be on site with EAC later this month.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it. And yeah, it's going to be a great opportunity, not only to just see the benefits of, SLS or SLA 3D printing in-house, but like you said, just see the suite of different services that we offer. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great event.
Awesome. Well, again, that's, we want to make today short and sweet. again, if you guys have any additional questions, let us know. There will be a recording that's been out with EAC's newsletter later on. But I really appreciate you guys joining today. If you have any questions about anything that we offer, definitely reach out to EAC. They're great. You've been with us for quite some time. They have a really good feel for what we kind of bring to the table.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Levi. Yeah, and thanks everybody for hopping on today for our webinar. And yeah, if you have any questions, certainly feel free to reach out. And you know, we'd love to have you here at the event at the end of this month, March 30th.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you guys.